Hey guys, welcome to Toribash Replay Challenge Episode 2 with me, Jack Morris from Man on Fire Films, where this week we're taking a look at the replays that were sent in from last week. And we've got some really good ones. First things first, these are in no particular order. I don't want to be ranking them in order from 5 to 1, because then people would start debating about, oh, number 3 was better than number 2, or whatever. So, without further ado, our first replay for today is No Feet Bro by QgzOPV. And that's not English. As I said, we're looking at 5 replays that were sent in, and that is a really nice one. For those of you who missed the challenge, it was to not have your feet touch the ground during the replay. Now, some may argue, I was looking at this one, some may argue that that should count, but frankly, the replay was over anyway. I'm really not going to be that strict about it. So it still counts. He still does the replay without his feet touching the ground and goes through extra effort there to make sure it doesn't. And I mean, technically that's okay, but in future, better care could be taken. But still, you know, it's definitely still counting as a no-feet replay. And a really cool no-feet replay. So let's take a look at it in slow motion just to really get a good glimpse of it. So he punches Jeff in half, boots off his head, and I guess kicks his arm as well. And whatever the hell went on up there, I was too busy looking at the arm lower down. It's very well balanced, very well thought out replay. And it meets the challenge criteria. A very close call on the thing there. I want to see what happens to Jeff's upper body. So, okay, he back heels it, I guess. Very cool. Let's watch it one more time at normal speed and then move along. Something about this particular challenge has led to some really flippy replays, like people just flipping around, and it looks really cool. You'll see some of that a bit later on in the show. Anyway, moving on, our second replay for today is Nearly Touched the Ground by Terrail. Terrail? It's got an I in it, it's a Terrail. And it's a pretty nice replay. Gets a lot done, which is really nice, and no feet touch the ground, which is awesome. Yeah, that's brilliant. So it's a kick in half, which is great, kick bifurcate, and something that we don't see a lot of. He actually leaps up into the air, grabs Jeff, and finishes him off with style. We'll take a look at this one a bit slower. There we are, 3, that's 20, Jack. There we go, 3, kick in half, sends Jeff skyward, flips up into the air without his feet touching the ground just as a handstand, somehow makes it up to Jeff. You can see him making the grab there to get onto Jeff, and kicks him into pieces. Very nice. We'll take a look at this one more time, and then we'll move along. Man, that looked cool. That looked cool in reverse speed. I want to see that again. I want to see Jeff coming back down in reverse speed. That was pretty awesome. Oop, and nip. He's fine. Yeah, very cool. As I said, this challenge in particular, I say in particular, it's the only one we've done, but this challenge led to some very cool replays, obviously this being one of them. There were some really great replays that I actually couldn't put in the show as well, so please don't be disheartened if your replay didn't make it. I could only pick 5. There were some really good ones that I just couldn't put in the show, so yeah. Moving along, this is Freezing the Game. This is No Feats Challenge Instant Madman by Ceronics. Now, this one is a interesting one and is a learning experience for me doing the show. I didn't specify that you couldn't set the replays to start above the ground, so really, this replay is okay. This doesn't break any of the rules, although some people might think it's not exactly in keeping with it, but still, very cool replay. Put it in for 2 reasons. 1, good replay. Can't take that away from the replay. And 2, to try to clarify that next week or next time I do this, I will be a lot clearer about the rules. I'll probably say the settings a bit more specific, but still, nonetheless, it's a very cool replay. Instant Madman stays off his feet, gets the job done, and does, considering Ceronics started off above the ground, he does still take some nice risks with his feet just to, I guess, spice it up a little bit. It's still a very cool replay. You can't take that away from it. But yes, next time I do these, I will be making sure the rules are a lot clearer. Honestly, though, I really don't think this is breaking the rules in any way, and it's still, as I've said this throughout, this is still a very cool replay. Alright, we'll take a look in slow motion. It's a quick replay, so it doesn't need that much of an examination, but it's obviously the grab, gets the arms off, kicks Jeff to pieces, and yeah, that is 6 dismembers, not even 5, so that is a Instant Madman. Or would people call that no, I guess a boom, I don't know, I'm not even gonna stop speaking right now before I put my foot in my mouth and say something that's not true. Alright, let's move along to our penultimate replay for today. This is QgzOPV Replay Challenge 1 by QgzOPV, and well, I shouldn't need to big this one up at all. This is obviously gonna be something great. And yep, does not disappoint. A very cool replay with some fantastic balance, some really well thought out balance going on in this replay. This is obviously in slow motion now. Just some fantastic balance and acts, really interesting head sort of spin there. It's just great, guys. There's nothing that can be said about this. It's just really good. Gets a nice decap and stays off his feet the entire time. It's just a really good balancing act. A testament, if you will, to how good balancing can be in this game. I will take a look at it at normal speed as well one more time, and then we'll move on to the final replay for today. And yeah, I'll take a look at this one more time before I speak about the next replay. I was getting ahead of myself there. It's a very nice replay. Okay, and our final replay for today is Dat Injured Foot by Dat Skip. Now, like I said, I wasn't going to put replays in order. I won't be picking the best. I won't be ordering the best 5. They will just be the best 5. But if I was picking a number 1 replay, and I'm not going to do this every week, but I think you will all agree that this is by far the best replay within the criteria that I set. And I hope no one will debate this, because this replay is fucking awesome. Look at what is occurring in front of you, oh ye viewer. Look at that madness. I can't put into words how long this must have taken. And there's that beautiful thing at the end where his foot looks like it's touching the ground, but it's actually his hand. His hand is underneath his foot. Look at just the marvel in awe at this replay, because this is something special. This is the replay I wanted to see when I set this challenge. This is the replay, and I hope you can all agree that this is just fantastic. An incredibly well thought out replay that just, I mean, you could spend ages just watching how close his feet come to the ground on most flips. We'll watch it in slow motion, but I think this one is going to be a bit hard to watch because there's just so much occurring on the screen right now. It's just, look at that. Unbelievable how close his feet come without touching the ground. It's a marvel of replay making. A spectacular feat, and I am very, very, very impressed. So, I think it's safe to say that this replay challenge show is definitely something you guys are interested in. Hopefully we can see other beautiful... And I don't want to take away from the other replays on this show. They were really, really impressive too, but I'm sure the people who are on this show can appreciate the skill that went into this particular replay. I'm just watching that hand there that's going to come, grab, and on the floor. Just fantastic. A very, very good way to wrap up the show. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this. We'll be announcing the next challenge soon. Like I said, this show won't be weekly, but I'll do them as often as I can think of good challenges that will lead to interesting replays. But I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this has been worth it. And yeah, I'm Jack Morris from Man of Fire Films. There's links to everything you could ever want and more in the description, including links to our Twitters, Facebook, subscriptions on Facebooks, where you can see all about my witty tweets and witty statuses, and also Man of Fire stuff as well. Yeah, so go check all that out, guys. I'm Jack Morris from Man of Fire Films. Hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you soon, everybody. Goodbye.